Hi there, we are live. I'm Mattias, and like you, I enjoy game music. Tonight we are checking in. Hi there, we are live. We're checking Undertale. Hi there, chat. How are you? Yeah, so we're gonna check out the Undertale soundtrack, and I know this is a very much requested soundtrack, and a lot of you guys love this soundtrack. And to be honest, I know a little about this game. I've looked at some trailers, and I've heard people talk a little bit about it, but so I only heard briefly what the music's like. But I know it's retro vibe with a lot of SID type of sounds, chiptune sounds, chiptune style, beat pop style. So it's gonna be fun to check out the tracks here with you tonight. So you can basically call this like a blind reaction. Hi there, Julia, Kyra, Sam, Dev, Jag, Pix, Frozen, hi there. VCR and JC. A lot of people here tonight. In tradition, we're beginning the stream with one of my own tracks. This is Sheep Flight from the album Caravan of Falcons. Sorry for the double audio in the introduction there, but technical failures, always. So say hi in the chat and make sure you leave a like here on the video, and if you're new to my channel, just subscribe so you don't miss out on future soundtrack reactions. Pix, hi there. Marty, good to see you. Welcome. Lulu Kramig, hi there. Yeah, so that was Sheep Flight from Caravans of Falcons, one of my own albums from 2022. So if you want to hear more of that kind of music, you can check out the album after the stream. But we're gonna jump into Undertale here, and I've got a lot of recommendations here. Unfortunately, I got the recommendations a little bit late, so I haven't prepared an actual playlist here for tonight, but we'll take it as we go here. So we're gonna begin with the first track, Once Upon a Time. And I'm gonna let you know my thoughts and yeah, just do some light analysis while we listen to this soundtrack. Yeah, this definitely sounds very inviting, and it sounds like the start of a big journey. And personally, as I come from this age of the SID sound chip from the C64 and the 8-bit Nintendo, I really love these type of tracks and the sound world that you get from these type of sounds. Now, I did a little bit of a search here for Toby Fox and the composer of this soundtrack and the game, Toby Fox. I had a look at how he made the sound for this track, because it would be interesting since it's a chiptune style soundtrack. I'm always eager to hear if it's made on the actual sound chips of like the SID from the C64 or something else. But apparently he's been using sound fonts, which is another format of using like samples. So it's like samples of these good old sound from games like Earthbound and SNES. Yoshi's Island, Super Mario RPG. But it's also been using like virtual instruments then. But it seems there's gonna be a lot of these retro chip sounds. I just wanted to poke in and say Toby Fox does do copyright for his music. Yeah, good for him. That's a good thing. Yeah, so let's continue listening here, but it's very inviting and sounds like the start of a journey. And what a good title, Once Upon a Time. Yeah, what a cool track to start this stream with from Undertale. But it sounds very, very adventurous and inviting. This little lullaby melody, the start of the journey. But yeah, regarding the sounds here, when you're using these type of like retro sounds and a little bit harsh like waveforms, you can hear a lot of like artifacts and small dirty details in the sounds, but it really contributes to the feeling and vibe of this type of soundtrack. So really cool stuff. Top-rated salesman. How are you? You might get the copyright warning. Yeah, I always get that on many of my videos. No worries, don't you worry. We know all about that. Yeah, Placement and Story is first introduced. Yeah, by all means, please share details. And as always, I'm gonna just say that it might pop up spoilers in the chat here or in the comments. So if you don't want to get spoilers from the games, just ignore the chat or ignore the comments. Just close your eyes and listen to the music. Yeah, so I'm gonna check the list here. Got quite a extensive list here from you guys when it comes to soundtrack wishes. So I need to keep track of what tracks we've played. Once Upon a Time. Yeah, see, there's a lot of tracks in this playlist. I'm gonna post the playlist here in the chat if you want to check out what kind of list I'm picking tracks from. Yeah, I just had to look up the story a little bit. Sounds quite an intriguing story. The core conflict. The underground is ruled by King ASGORE, who needs 7 human souls to break the magical barrier and free his people. You are the 7th human. To get home, you must travel from the ruins to the castle, deciding the fate of every monster you meet along the way. The 3 paths, the routes. The neutral route, you play like a normal gamer, killing some monsters and sparing others. You escape, but the world remains trapped. The second one, the true pacifist route. You refuse to hurt anyone. You befriend the main cast, the skeleton brothers Sans and Papyrus, the warrior Undyne. The story ends with the power of friendship breaking the barrier. These features must triumph heroic music. And the third route, the genocide route. You systematically kill every single living thing. The game becomes a horror story. The characters fear you, the towns are empty, and the music becomes distorted. Slow down and eerie. Yeah, sounds quite wicked story. Next up, we're gonna listen to Home. Yeah, sorry. So I see some comments here regarding the instrument, but my guess is that it's actually a sampled guitar in this track, although it's a very lovely track, lovely melody and everything. But you can clearly hear it's a sampled instrument, because you seldom play acoustic guitar that with that kind of amplitude and that kind of impact and force on the strings. So it's probably a sampled guitar. But no worries, still sounds lovely. But it's always lovely to also hear a little bit of dynamics when it comes to the guitar picking. Get some notes at least a little bit like more dampened then. Okay, the melody will appear quite a lot in the main motif. Let's continue listening. Now what a sweet end. What a sweet ending. Yeah, I guess when you program a guitar like that and make it like a strum and everything, it does sound a little bit more like a real guitar and more natural. But if you listen closely and pay attention to like the velocity of the different notes when they are played, they are very like high and almost like the same level throughout. Yeah, we played the Once Upon a Time, and now we played Home. Waterfall. Waterfall, da-ba-doo. Yeah, you should actually prepare a playlist prior to making the streams, but unusual Vania. Guess the game. Guess the theme. Yeah, you all know that one. Piano time! Of course! We need some piano between. Thanks. Thanks, Julia. Thanks. High Node. Welcome. Waterfall. Where are you? Why can't I find the track? Yeah, we gotta do Megalovania. There we have it, Waterfall, next. Sounds very mysterious. Okay, so we also get some strings in there. So I thought that the soundtrack would be more of like a pure chiptune style. And here we actually have this gorgeous piano sound, but with a lot of reverb. It's like pushed really far in the background. I can do that for you. It's always lovely with that like crystal and bell sound. And also strings. It does sound a little bit suspenseful, this theme, and especially like the string part that comes in here later in the track. Definitely has this suspenseful undertone to it. Not like too intense, but just a little bit of like suspenseful, adventurous maybe. I'm not gonna ask where this track is played within the game, but track name Waterfall. Hope and Dreams. Fishy fisted theme word-wise. Yeah. There's something fishy going on. Fallen Down. Yeah, that's next. Cobarsos, hi there, welcome. Yeah, what a sweet intro. It reminds me a little bit of like Choral Chambers, but obviously with like chiptune sounds. But with its different vibe, just that introduction. It's almost like a whimsical to some extent, this theme. Just love the vibe here with the bass that's like also sliding. That's a very unusual that you have this type of slide bass in, at least in chiptune tracks. So that's that feels a little bit new to me, but what a cool like sound combination. So that was Fallen Down from Undertale, composed by Toby Fox. Ships like ship. Chiptunes. Will there be a reaction to the Vinland Saga soundtrack? I have no idea. Never heard of that. What's that? Let me know more. Next we have, there's so many tracks that's like super short. Your Best Friend. Let's see what's that's about. Right into Fallen Down. Sorry. I just love that bass. We needed to hear that one again. Yeah, so let's, I'm gonna continue here with the Ruins, but as I said earlier, we're freestyling here a bit today, so feel free to share me your favorite tracks and we'll see what we can do here. Death by Glamour rocks. Where's the zombie? Tickle the zombie. Gonna pat him a bit. Thanks for subscribing. Heartache After Ruins. Yeah. I'll try to find that track. Ruins. Man, I didn't expect to hear so much piano in this soundtrack. Oh, what a lovely transition. But again, a very lovely like sound atmosphere here with the mixture of chiptunes and piano. And I love these type of like mixtures when you don't just use pure chiptune. Well, of course, the pure chiptune music can also be sweet, but I really love like when you mix the qualities of a real sample instrument or real instrument, acoustic instruments, and then you have these chiptune sounds. Anyone heard of the soundtrack 3D.Game Heroes? I need to write the name here, but 3D.Game Heroes. Just go and check that game. It's a great game too, but unfortunately I think it's only for the PS3, so... Yeah, I'm gonna love the Deltarune music. I guess so. Is that a good mixture of like real instruments with retro sounds? another a little bit too short track maybe, but I guess it works as a loop in the game, so it's all fine. Not Alex Nevares, hi there. Thanks for joining in here today. Here we are. Yeah, I have that on my to-do list here. So, what's the next track? Home and home music books. Lovely. Snowy. Teroka, thank you. Now, this is definitely up my alley. What a wonderful track, and just love when we get the viola introduced there. Such a nice, warm feeling. And indeed, this gave me the like impression of a snowy place somewhere. And as someone who lives with snow half of the years, so... Well, we have less snow these days, but we actually have snow at the moment. And it's been quite cold here in upper Sweden. Does it snow where you live? Let me know here in the chitty chat. I guess the chat's there. Let's continue listening to this lovely piano and violin. Oh, Texas. Out a sweet little track, although they are quite short, and when you find these tracks and you really enjoy like the sound atmosphere, you can't wait to hear more. So I would have loved to have like a 4 or 5 minutes of this track and see the violin maybe elaborate more and get maybe more of like a B section or something. But what a great little composition. Snowy. Yeah, Texas, I guess you don't have snow over there. Canada, you have snow. Yeah, we had a lot of snow last year. I wonder if I can find a picture. Well, I looked it up later. It hasn't been that much snow this year. Yet. We might have, but we'll see. Tristan Slayer, hi there! Welcome! Now where did the chat go? Snowgrave. Okay, so there's more snow tracks. Snowdin Town. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one and see how that song evolves. What a lovely, like, uplifting quality to this song with all the short, snappy staccato notes. And again, we really have that kind of happy, snowing kind of sound, I think. But again, I'm quite surprised here to hear so much, like, really instruments in the soundtrack, when I had understood it that it would be more of like a chiptune soundtrack. And also from looking at the graphics and everything, but apparently there's a lot of sweet tunes with sampled instruments too, or like more traditional acoustic sampled instruments. Oh, there's a shop theme. Dum, da, 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 dum, dum. So we heard Snowdin Town. I really need to write down these tracks because I'm gonna play them twice if not. You heard it earlier. It happens. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Happy to see you join in here on the channel. And I should also point out that we've been doing like the poll request for the upcoming music reaction streams on the YouTube posts and also on Patreon. But starting from February 1st, I'm going to do these polls for upcoming soundtrack reaction videos or listening events on my Patreon and also here on the member tab. So if you want to take part in voting for upcoming streams, make sure you either press the join button here below or go to my Patreon. It's free to join on Patreon, but it's always nice to get new supporters here on the channel. Ghost Fight. Yeah, we need to hear some of the battle themes, but we already heard a little bit of the shop here, and we have to hear more. It's very happy, uplifting and very inviting theme. Definitely a lovely shop theme, I think. Usually listen to Ghost Fight and then Dummy Fight right after. Ah, that's sweet. Yeah, they use it for sleeping music. It's also nice there's also some small like twist details, because I love that in the soundtracks. Not that it's just like the same kind of repetition of the theme. There's always a nice thing when they add something, maybe like a little extra detail, like you could hear there in the melody at the end of this theme. Or they borrow chords from an alternative scale or something. Borrow notes. So that's very nice. You get a lot of like more longevity in the tracks if you do a little bit of details in the composition. Right, so what's next after Shop? We have a lot of dating start, dating tense, dating fight, promenation, danger mystery, undine, run. Looking at the chat a bit. Yeah, I saw your question there. I hope you'll have an opportunity to play Undertale one day. The plot is worth it. Deciding on fate, just like Expedition. Yeah, I think I might have the game. I have a lot of games that I don't like, that I forget about all the time. So I might already have it. We'll see. Ghost Fight. Spear of Justice, Confession, Death Report. Yeah, but so far I'm quite surprised of the soundtrack here so far. Quite short tracks, but they really give you a lot of quality. So where is Ghost Fight? Is that quite high up on this playlist? I have no idea. Let's just do like this. Swinging, baby. What a track, a Ghost Fight. Lovely sounds in that one. Yeah, this one was definitely more towards what we're used to hearing when it comes to chiptunes. Yes, indeed, yeah. Dummy. Yeah, Dummy next. Is it similar? Yeah, there's some really sick sounds in this track, I think. But it's a very cool mix. And you definitely get that like fighting vibe. But it's overall a quite, how is it, whimsical kind of like sound selection. And but that definitely suits like the overall tone of the game, I guess. That last part, it reminded me of the old Larry games. Anyone played Leisure Suite Larry? Yeah. Good on you. Yeah, but the music was definitely that type of melodies that you heard in Larry. Good old Larry. Those were the days. Did you play Operation Stealth? Yeah, I love those old games. Loom, Monkey Island. Those were the days. Next up, another medium. This sounds like something from a racing game. A chiptune racing game song. Alice pinged you. Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, to me it feels like something from a racing game. Thanks for joining. Another medium. Yeah, what a cool racing game song, don't you think? Okay, that's a totally different track. Yeah, but that sounded like a racing song to me. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a brilliant ambience in the track. Sammy. Totally. Best of all time. Yeah, I really enjoyed this track so far from the soundtrack. Big favorite. Yeah, we just went to Zelda. Yeah, that happens when I didn't look up the track in the playlist. I just searched for it, and then anything can happen after I played another track. Skeleton's theme. Where are those? Gerudo Valley Peak. Yeah. I actually did a cover of Gerudo Valley sometime long ago. Zelda jump scare. Yeah. Papyrus theme. Bonetrousle. Let's see what that's all about. Yeah, this is very Tetris sounding. Someone mentioned Russian here. Yeah, I definitely feel that, like the Tetris vibes in this track. But just love it's a banger. Okay, dating start. I guess we play that one after too. But what a cool track, that one. Bonetrousle. Yeah, we gotta play dating start after this one. Man, they're so short. I'm jump scared. That's a lovely melody in this one. Again, very uplifting. And I hear that in many of the tracks we played there. Very like uplifting and a whimsical nature to the melodies. Just love it. Yeah, hi there. Hi there, chat. Hi there, mob. Spampton. Papyrus. Hi there. Thanks. Thanks for joining. Yeah, what a cool vibe we get here in the ending. But again, I'm blown away by the versatility of this soundtrack and the happiness in the soundtrack. If you follow my channel, you know we did Blasphemous soundtrack just a few days ago, and then we did Monster Hunter World, and it's like I guess Undertale and Blasphemous, that's like the total opposites when it comes to the emotions across the score. This one is the ultimate whimsical happiness, I guess. Oh man, I missed it again. All the tracks are so short, so they go into the next track before I even manage to stop the track. So it directly goes into Dating Tense. Favorite track so far? I need to listen a little bit more. Perfect timing, yeah. Hope and Dreams, yeah, we're gonna find that one. I'll look for it while we listen to Dating Tense. Man, this actually sounds like a dungeon theme for Zelda or something from back in the day. I can really see the rain pouring down like in A Link to the Past. I'm actually playing A Link to the Past with my 4-year-old son. It's really nice reliving that game. And at the same time we're also playing Link's Awakening. Anyone play that? Playing it on the Switch. Such a lovely game. Gorgeous. And also great music, obviously. Zelda. Can't go wrong. Yeah, cool track. This is Dating Tense. Indeed a little bit more suspenseful and dungeon-like. Dating Fight. No, and then it's over. Man, you want these tracks to be at least 4 or 5 minutes. It's a little bit sad that they are so short. You have to put them on repeat 5 times to really get the full experience. Hate it when tracks are too short when they are good melodies and good melodic ideas. Yeah, chat, make sure you leave a like on the video while you're here. All the engagement helps the channel to grow, so we can share more original soundtracks with the world. Because we have a lot in store here for 2026. So we're gonna do a Monster Hunter Wilds, I think on Saturday. So if you want to join in that one, just subscribe so you don't miss. And set that notification so you don't miss that. Hope and Dreams, I'm looking for that one. Death by Glamour, let's take that one while I look for another one. Again, I feel we're back in like a racing game. I have no idea where this track is played, if it's a boss fight. But it definitely feels like a racing game kind of music. It's muted. Why? Strange. And why is that? I'll see if I can restart the browser. Maybe that's the issue. Ah, technical problems. Gotta love them. And you can't even hear the piano. Weird. Yeah, you gotta love technology. It usually works quite fluidly through most streams. Stop spamming. Or the bot might do nasty things to you. Or the big boss will spank you out of the channel. I have no control over the bot. He might do serious damage. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can just call up this. Da-da-dum. I don't want to get muted. Asset, hi there, welcome. I have no idea what happened. Let's see if I can just re-add the source in. I'm using OBS as a streaming software, if anybody's want to know. Let's see if this works. And we're back. Oops. Yeah, so as I was saying, this sounds like a racing soundtrack. I don't know if you heard anything from the track previously. Kobarsos. Volume is not up as before. Yeah, I'll make sure to fix that. I had some like filters on there to compress the volume a little bit and also make it dark when I talk. Let's see if I can bump that to a proper volume. Racing soundtrack. Something like that. It actually sounds like something from like Mario Kart or something. But I love it. What a great track. Great vibe. Great beat. Ah, what a banger. Love that one. Love the racing music. I really enjoy these tracks. But indeed, it's a very versatile and very like different tracks in this soundtrack. As I said earlier here, I thought this was gonna be a pure like chiptune soundtrack. Because if you look at like the title Undertale and you look at the graphics, you definitely fear it's gonna be like, that's gonna be chiptunes. And then we have these racing tracks. There's like sweet piano with some soaring strings on top. And also, I thought it was like a real violin. Might have been sampled. It's very hard these days to tell if it's a real string samples or if it's fake or samples, as they call. Spear of Justice for the fans. Gonna take this one until we find the next track. It's a little bit like a mysterious sound in this one. And maybe a little bit of Zelda. Ah, yeah, indeed. It sounds a little bit like introspective too and thoughtful theme. As Shazam, yes, you're figuring out the tragedy of your own impending death. Yeah, I guess I really have to play Undertale to see how these tracks behave within the games later on. Hopes and Dreams. Spear of Justice next. Somehow that bass line reminds me of some NES game. I can't recall the title at the moment. I actually feel that we have this SNES Mini, if you know about that one, where you can play like SNES games, but I guess it's like a Raspberry Pi or something in there, because you can add your own games. Obviously, if you could hook it up to a PC, you can add good old NES ROMs. So we filled it with a lot of like old NES ROMs and stuff. But yeah, playing like 4 different Kirby's. But it's mostly my son playing on the SNES Mini. Man, what's happening? Why is it behaving like that? That's totally weird. Yeah, but at least I'm gonna copy the settings this time, so I know the issue here. I wonder if I have like too many instances in OBS for the screen capturing. Maybe that's the issue. We'll see. If that's the problem, I think we're gonna have audio now. Ooh, what's that? Yeah, technology, you gotta love it, but as I mentioned, we usually don't have these problems in the live streams. I have no idea what happened here today. I need to investigate what the hell OBS is doing. Maybe I did some update to OBS the other day, or... Oh. Is this like only a droning track? Just a pad. Bum. That sounds labyrinthish. Yeah, maybe it was from a labyrinth. I was just improvising something here, just to fill out the space. Sorry. Yeah, so we were looking for Hope and Dreams, and it's raining somewhere else. Hope and Dreams. Hope that... Man, now we're talking. Man, what a cool track. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I've been waiting for. I think this is my favorite track so far from Undertale. Just love these like old dar sounds. I call them like dar sounds. When you have like repeating octaves. Just love those in the background. What a switch up there. Yes, I have to admit it. I was very wrong about this soundtrack. I thought it was just gonna be like chiptunes, but man, we have some really heavy guitars in this one too. And I'm a big sucker for electric guitars and solos and these heavy riffings. Meshuggah, Symphony X, Dream Theater. And then it ends. But we want at least 3-4 minutes more of that. What a cool track. Hopes and Dreams by Toby Fox. Good track. It was a good death. Name the film. And win the grand prize. Write in the chat. It was a good death. Save the world next. Save the world, and you might win the great prize. Yeah, what a sick track. I mean, both of these tracks will definitely fit in like a racing game. Retro racing game. Yeah, what an uplifting section. It's really sweet that we have these like very cute sections. Like I mentioned before in previous streams. It's really sweet when you have these sections that's more like a dynamic, a more light dynamic. Because these harder, more heavy parts are going to sound much more heavy and more impactful when we get those. It's the same thing in Monster Hunter World. They also have these like more suspenseful sections. That was Save the World from the Undertale soundtrack. Next up we have a track called It's Raining Somewhere Else. Let the tears fall down. Right, so we have some kind of atmospheric thing going on. I didn't expect that. Yeah. So we're in a smoky bar. Love the upright bass. Same. I wonder if there's some kind of like a clash between my music application and the browser today or something. Seems to be the problem here. But at least I know how to get it back, so. Yeah, it might be something like that. Totally weird. Just have to reconnect it like that. And we are back in action. But it's a little bit silly, irritating. I have to like bump the volume via compressor in OBS. And it's a little bit silly. This feeling inside. Okay. Still not working. Why? I'm playing the music through the browser. But we're gonna fix that. Yeah, so we were checking out Undertale, and we definitely should check out the Delta rune too, I guess. It's the same composer. And if there are other games you'd like us to check out here on the channel, you're always free to shout out your favorite games and soundtracks. Da-ba-doo-di-di-day. Yeah, we're gonna take Undertale. I was fixing the audio. There's some really nasty like dubstep bass in this one. That's really cool. Totally different from previous tracks. You should do your Beat Nightmare if you're already not listened to. Yeah, but now we have Undertale. Thanks for joining in, lasers. Yeah, this one has a very like introspective and thoughtful kind of vibe, I think. Like that's the like emotions I get from listening to this track. Very thoughtful. And maybe a little bit of the dreamy. Slicing the onion. Just love that like tapping sound that you hear. If you're listening to on headphones, you're definitely gonna hear that it's only, I think it's only like in the left ear, left speaker. But it's always lovely when they pan the sounds and spread them out in the soundscape in this stereo spectrum. Yeah, what a drop that was, where we get the full drums here and this is soaring atmosphere. To me it sounds like two friends that's been away for a too long time that reunites finally. It's this kind of like reunion, wonderful reunion kind of sound. Maybe it has nothing to do with the story here of the game, but I'm just talking about what I feel here when I listen to the sounds, and yeah, very hopeful. And I just love this heartbreaking atmosphere in this track. Nihil Node, thank you so much. Yeah, bringing together all these wonderful Undertale fans here. I'm thankful for having you all here today, checking in with me here on this lovely soundtrack. It's been a lovely experience so far. Yeah, again, definitely sounds like a reunion. That was a sweet little melody. So that was the title track, Undertale. Yeah, so we got a question here, or a question. That, in your opinion, how important is context for a song, or should the song itself be able to tell the story? Well, I guess that's always that's talking from like the eye of the beholder perspective. There's always this perspective from the composer, what the intention is, the intent behind the music, I guess. And they may totally differ what the intent behind the composer is, and how the track is received from the beholder perspective. Me being the beholder here and you guys being the beholder tonight in this stream. And obviously when you're writing music for a game, you obviously want that intent from you as a composer, or at least some of that intent to carry across to other people that plays the game and listens to the music, and like the whole experience you get when playing a game, the visuals, the cinematics, the soundscape. Someone mentioned I think it was in the last stream we did with Monster Hunter World, how important it is to play tracks within the games. to get the sound context to the like ambience. You might have rain, you might have thunder, you might have like a small lake that you can hear, or the ocean or something that you hear nearby. And also like sounds from crickets and monsters maybe, like in Minecraft. Oh. But yeah, so I always take it from, since I'm a game composer myself, I take it from the perspective when writing songs for games, to try to depict the audience, how they will receive the music when they hear it. But as you heard during the stream here tonight, some of the tracks I heard in the Undertale soundtrack actually sounds like they could be perfectly fit in like a Mario Kart game or another racing game. But I don't feel it's like too important actually, like from a listener perspective, that I get that kind of impression from the tracks. I think it's totally fine. I think it's totally fine for everybody to have their own like experience from the music. I think, and like my philosophy is that as long as music's good, and as long as, and with good I mean that it awakes some kind of emotion. And to me it usually happens when a track is not like too constant, not too like the same. There has to be some sort of spice in the track. A little bit sorry here that I can't play the piano anymore in this live stream, or else I would show you some nice examples. But next stream. Yeah, we already did some of those tracks. Yeah, so as always, feel free to shoot if you have any type of questions regarding music, life, whatever. We actually planned to do this Undertale OST reaction stream yesterday, but my daughter's car broke, so I had to help her out a little bit with that. Going full-on mechanic. Yeah, so I'm gonna set the track here for spin because set up a track here for spin because I need to go check up on my son, The Choice. Yeah, we'll see. The Choice, okay, so that's Undertale but slowed down. Yeah, what a cool, like a granular grit there in the sound. The Choice. Julia, how is your violin practice? Today I tried playing Bylewater, but I'm really making it hard for myself here, trying to play like the hardest tracks to begin with. I'm playing Skyrim, or again, Morrowind theme. But I just love that melody. Yeah, man, I mean, I play the fretless bass, and I actually don't have a too much hard time finding the pitch. I have a quite good ear for finding the pitch, as I practiced instruments so many years and been composing for so many different projects and albums. yeah, I'm taking it quite slow. But I just want to learn the violin just to be able to add a couple of layers with like a real violin in the tracks. I'm planning on doing this like a rescoring for Dark Souls, where I'm gonna add some of my own music on top of the regular gameplay, because we only have music during the boss fights in the Souls games. So I'm gonna do that kind of video. Maybe it'll be a live stream. We'll see what happens with that. But that's the plan. Right, so tomorrow we're gonna do, not tomorrow, but tomorrow it's gonna be probably some Silksong gameplay live stream. I actually set up a PC for doing the game streams, so I don't have to move the MacBook Pro here between the different places. So it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to swap between the music station and the gaming station back there. Yeah, so we're gonna play some more Silksong. So I'm streaming Silksong on my channel here, so if you want to tag along to the live stream of Silksong, just make sure you hit the notification bell here on my channel and also follow my channel. And again, make sure you subscribe and leave a like here on the video so you don't miss the future live streams and this reaction. Luan, welcome, thank you. We tickled the zombie. Yeah, Undertale, we did that one. But we have yet to do... Did we do ASGORE? No, Kobarsos. You're gonna miss it tomorrow. Don't miss the game stream. I need your help, man. That guy is helping me out in Silksong. He knows all the stuff. All the areas. But man, I love that game so much. The soundtrack is just... again. Hate technology today. Yes, we're gonna do ASGORE. Thank you for reminding me here, Benjamin Franklin. It's a little bit hard to juggle everything here. And I have my son downstairs, and apparently he's about to get sick again, it seems. He's starting to cough and stuff, so we'll see what happens. That's why I'm running downstairs sometimes in the live streams. That's just life. Just listen to the bass in this track. That's so wonderful with many of like retro game tracks and chiptunes. They always have these really cool bass lines. Because back in the day you could only do so much with the like channels and everything, you only had like 4 tracks or maybe 3 tracks sometimes, because you would have sound effects playing on a 4th track. And so you can actually hear that when you play some of the like older games on retro consoles. You can hear how like channels in music disappears when you have sound effects going on. It's really like weird. Dovakim! Dabadam, 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 dabadam. Yeah, if we get a $50 donation, I'm gonna sing a Skyrim theme. Can you do a heartache? We're gonna listen, finish this ASGORE racing game track. Again, just listen to the bass, it's like totally wild. I love that. Again, I love that with these old like chiptune tracks. I guess that's also like in chiptune tracks, you often have very distinct sounds. You have this lead melody. You have this, you might have some like chord stab sounds or something, and then you have the bass, and then some like percussion. But the percussion is always, not always, but many times just like noise and filtered noise, and yeah, like the hi-hat, white noise and stuff like that. So we have very distinct areas for the sounds, and that makes the bass pop very much in chiptunes. And that's like the thing I really adore and love with chiptunes. Chip and Dale tunes. And that's that you can hear the bass so clearly in the mix. And they can always have these very elaborate bass lines. Love that. Ah, indeed. The elk and the car and the bear. Back on you, Mattias. Nice name, by the way. Oh. ASGORE. Yeah, so Julia, I'm looking up the track Spider Dance. Oh, so great! That little twinkling part before we get like the drop for this track. Again, we talked about this earlier too, that it's very nice when they have these more silent parts and then they hit us with the drop, the bang. Typical, you hear that in all EDM tracks too. Yeah, what a great track. Spider Dance. Some of these tracks remind me of other like old C64 or NES tracks, but I can't recall the name of this one. But I really enjoyed this track, Spider Dance. It's a really upbeat and cool. Yeah, Your Best Friend. We heard that one earlier. I think we played that one earlier. Your Best Nightmare. Don't give up. Don't give up. Yeah, it's a very lovely atmosphere in this one. Just love this chord progression. It's a very common chord progression, but it's oh so lovely, especially for this emotional vibe. But no, it's ending too early. Again, I want like 5 minutes, 6 minutes of this Don't Give Up. Man, I hated that I lost the keyboard. Would have loved to improvise to some of this track, but yeah, next time. Last goodbye. Sorry for a break in the track there exactly at the drop, but there's something so beautiful and wonderful. I wonder if it's like me growing up with an upright piano in the house, but the upright piano always brings that like the feeling of home. And I don't know about you, how do you feel about the sound of upright piano, especially in this like very monophonic setting? It sounds just so lovely. It sounds a little bit lonely, but to me, the upright piano it's home. Let me know what you think. Oh, what a gorgeous track. Let's Goodbye, my favorite track of today because it has all these ingredients. It has this sad home piano and also these upbeat parts. It has like all the emotions. It's an adventure. Thanks for recommending that track. I'm gonna put a star beside that one. Let's Goodbye. Right, so we have the next track. Mega Boy. Megalovania. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. When we have these retro sounds, these chiptune sounds, and mixed with real guitars and sampled drums and stuff. But it really glues into a very cool mixture of sounds. Very iconic, but what a great track, Megalovania. Hell yeah! Yeah, what a cool track, Megalovania, where I'm very eager to do a remix either on the previous track, Last Goodbye, or this Megalovania track. Maybe add some guitar solos and stuff. What a cool track. Yeah, so I think that's the final Undertale track of tonight. Sorry we couldn't cover all the tracks, but we have been streaming for 2 hours, almost, just a few seconds, but hope you had a nice time here tonight. Thanks for checking in. And again, those of you who haven't clicked that like button or ain't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. I should do a part 2. Should do a part 4-11. It's really hard to cover all the tracks from soundtracks. There's always like too many soundtracks. Encore! Yeah, we're gonna have an encore. Yeah, so I always begin, not always, but sometimes begin the streams with one of my own tracks and also end the streams with one of my own tracks. So I'm gonna see if I can find a track suitable to end this stream. I know some of you likes the Icarienna track. Yeah, it was really nice listening to Undertale here. Totally beyond my expectations by far. I thought it was, as I said, it was going to be like a pure chiptune soundtrack. And then we get like real, not real piano, but sampled pianos and maybe some real violins in there, and also these really sweet mixtures of sounds, which is really cool. Deltarune, yeah. I see a lot of people recommend Deltarune and also Undertale here, so that's why we're checking in on that one. Yeah, happy you joined in here on this little Undertale adventure. Tons of fun sounds here to listen into. Yeah, we're gonna end with a track I made for a game called PETI many moons ago. I think that may suit the theme of tonight. We usually end with a track called The Inquisition, Welcome Death, but I think it's not suitable for this stream. So let's end with The Blue Fellow. Thanks again for joining in, guys. You're the best. You know that. Hope you get a sweet evening. This is The Blue Fellow. Yeah, put on the headphones. I'm gonna tell you the story here after the track. So hold on. Yeah, so this was PETI from the album PETI, a track called The Blue Fellow. And it's one of my own compositions for a game called PETI. And I was going to show you the track, but I can just send you the playlist here. Low-key Minecraft vibes, if I may say. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit of the backstory. Not the backstory, but it's a few years ago I did this soundtrack. And it was actually in one of the most sad times in my life, I think. I was just split up with my previous girlfriend, and we have 2 kids together, so it was a really a tough time. And I got this gig to compose this really uplifting and happy soundtrack for this game called PETI. It was an iOS Android game. I don't know if it's available anymore. But so I was going to write 10, 12 tracks for that game. And that's the thing when you're a composer. I mean, things happen in life, and you might get divorce, or you might get somebody dies around you, like your mother, father, or a relative or something. And you still have to do the work. So I had this really happy soundtrack I had to make, and I was at my worst state ever. I think I had lost 10 kilos or something at the time too, so I looked like a skeleton. And and I got this gig to write this really happy soundtrack. And it's really weird because the tracks came out all right. They have this really uplifting character and heartful character. But I guess the reason is it's an outlet. Music is an outlet, and composition is an outlet for me, and for many for you guys. Maybe for you guys too, but I think that's maybe the reason why they came out so good and so happy. Because I mean, if you would think that maybe if you're in a super sad mood and sorrowful mood or grieving, that the music would also be that kind of style. We're gonna listen to the next track too. Just thanks a lot. It was quite a tough time. So we're gonna listen to the next track too, because it's so weird how they came out so happy in such a sad and really grieving time. Sting Champagne next up, also from PETI. Maybe a retro vibe. Yes, that was Sting Champagne, also from the PETI soundtrack. So you have the link in the chat here if you want to check out more from that soundtrack. So it's time to finally say goodbye here for for tonight. Thanks a lot. Happy to hear that you enjoyed these little retro vibe tracks. Yeah, I thought I would find something that was suitable for the previous tracks we played in this live stream. But now the final track of today, Icarienna, while we wrap up. So, hope to see you here on Saturday when we do a Monster Hunter Wild. Make sure to check in. Those of you who haven't subscribed, just hit the subscribe or the join button. Even better. I love the comparses. Yeah, I have a lot of stories around the songs and tracks, and it would be lovely to do a live stream and talk about the different game projects I've been involved in and stories around them. There's always a story. Yes, so with that we're ending the stream here tonight. This was Icarienna, my own composition. And as always, feel free to check out my music. You can probably find it on all different streaming platforms. Just search for Mattias Holmgren or search for Gelheim or Embracing if you want to hear some more heavy stuff. Yeah, have a nice sleep, everybody. And see you on tomorrow's Silksong livestream. Kobarsos, hope you can be there. If not, maybe Julia can help me out. How far are you in Silksong, Julia? Yeah, it's really opening up the game. Triforce, Trooper, bye. Thanks for checking in. Act 2, yeah. Cog Dancers. Awesome. But I think I'm gonna swap the Wanderer crest for the Reaper crest briefly. A tip here from Kobarsos to be able to do the jumping between the different cogs. So frigging hard area. But love to hear choral chambers within the game. It's just such a beautiful piece. Yeah. So I'm closing down here for tonight. See you tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, but the Wanderer crest really grew on me. Damn, it's such a good item. Now high node. Take care. Thanks for joining in. Bye. Cha-ching.